Hey. You trying to get a click for your team? Your business need a click. Hey. Ain't nobody messing with my click. Hey. That is the dream for so many entrepreneurs, is to build a click, AKA build a team. Let's talk about how to hire your sales team. You want a click. You want a gang of people out there helping to sell your services and solutions so that you can accelerate your revenue for your business. This is a huge step to take. And the challenge is, most entrepreneurs don't even love sales. So then when they're trying to figure out how to hire a sales team, they're like, I don't even know where to start. So I have the honor and distinct pleasure of having my clique with me here today on this video. Kelly Wasson, our Director of Operations, Cheryl Parks, our lead coach and trainer. Let's talk about how they can build their clique. What does this look like?
I think it's interesting that a lot of business owners ask like how to hire a sales team specifically, but how to hire any team member for your business involves documented systems and processes and just subject matter mastery. So if you don't really know what you're doing as the business owner, if it's not in a process systematic way, then there's no way that you'll be able to delegate it to any member of your team, as well as if you haven't written it down and it all just lives in your head as founder's knowledge, there's no way you'll be able to delegate it to your team. So I think it all starts with that.
Can I ask you something? Because admittedly, you came in operations manager and you're now our director of operations. And you know that when you first came in, I had a lot of founder's knowledge. I think there's some founder's knowledge that still exists today. But you were that catalyst for me to say, Liz, this is not sustainable. And I know you helped me a lot with mindset. Can you touch on just like, also not only do you have systems and processes, but what would you say about the mindset of developing?
Yes, as far as mindset, I truly feel like a lot of CEOs think that because they are the only ones in their business who have ever done the thing, they think that they are the only person who can continue to do the thing. So it's just about making sure that when you're hiring people that you absolutely trust and believe in, and then you would slowly start easing into delegating that system or that process. And it just takes resetting your mindset to say, I can delegate this. If I'm able to do it so well, and it took a process for you to learn it, then that's the same exact way it would take a member of your team stepping into that role and fulfilling that function of your business.
I feel like you're telling all my business like right now. Like I feel like this is pick on Liz time. But Cheryl, what do you think as far as like behaviors or skill sets? What do you think is critical to hiring a sales team?
So completely agree with what you were saying about hiring anyone, but for a sales team, it's really critical because there are different things that salespeople do.
Right.
So appointment setters, they do what we call dialing for dollars. They're really focused on really making dials or connections or whatever it is you deem appropriate for them to reach out to people. Appointment setters typically don't have long vision. They're looking for appointments right away, and they're not probably looking to follow up with people, build relationships. That'd be more like a business developer. So as you're hiring a sales team to get to like the really sweet spot, you'll want to bring in the right talent for the right role. So you'll need to know what kind of business you have. Is it built on relationships or is it built on transaction? Where appointment setters are just going out there to get you in front of someone for that one call close that you might call it.
Yeah.
And, if that's your business, then, you don't want a business developer in there.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you position the talent appropriately.
I love that.
I do too, and I think it goes into managing expectations too, because I think it's a two-way street. When we're looking to hire someone, a part of what creates success is us having alignment on those expectations. I know you do a lot of work in developing, job descriptions, expectations, culture. How do we attract the right people and set them up for success? What is your perspective on the expectations and how you manage those appropriately?
Yes, I would always say to make sure that as we're creating long-term vision for the business and sharing that amongst the team, it's about making sure that you're hiring people that can fulfill the function that's going to help you to get there. I would not hire someone outside of what you're actually looking to do, just because it sounds cool on paper to have a chief marketing officer. If that's not what's going to move the needle for you and your business at this time, then I definitely wouldn't say to hire that person.
I think that's critical because it makes me think of timeliness, right? So we're talking about hiring your first salesperson, and let's address the elephant in the room. Most women entrepreneurs, so we have the Big Money Movement. We work with hundreds of women entrepreneurs around the globe who serve corporate clients. And everyone wants to hire a salesperson because they don't want to sell. It's I don't want to sell. So first hire is you go do the stuff I don't want to do, right? And so they're like, yes, let me hire this magical person who's going to solve all my revenue issues for my business. But the challenge is, are you even ready to hire a salesperson? And what I love that I'm hearing from both of you is that if you've not mastered it, you're not going to set someone up for success. And I know for myself, having been someone who was in sales for a long time, people are always trying to poach me like, well, Liz, you're good at sales. Why don't you? Then everyone thinks it's glamorous to offer you commission. I'm like, everyone is going to offer you commission. It's like, let me offer you this commission so you can come sell for me. But then when I ask them questions for who's your buyer? How do you consistently attract your buyer? What's your value proposition? Where is your buyer, right? What's your sales process look like? What's your close conversion? What's your average deal size? Because those are all of the things that are going to excite me about selling. But if you've not mastered that, if you don't have a proven process, if you really don't know your buyers, if you really don't have a value proposition, you are not setting anyone up for success. And the value of being, normally as entrepreneurs, we have the most passion of anyone, right? So you're going to be the most excited because it's your baby. And your network, that passion is contagious. Your network, the people you know, the people you have relationships with, are oftentimes going to be those first clients. So I think before you look at hiring a sales team, you first have to have the discipline and take the action and the mastery to think of, who's my buyer? Get really clear on your positioning. You know, some people call it a sales playbook. Sometimes it's just a positioning statement. But you need something to set someone up for success so that they know what their role should look like and who your ideal client is and what we're offering to that client. And then furthermore, you need proof of your business concept. You need to have, I love what you talked about, Kelly, documenting. What exactly are you typically doing that attracts clients? Once you have a conversation with the client, what does that conversation normally sound like that sets you up for success for that proposal? When it's time to propose your solution, what's the way that you do that, right? What are those steps? And documenting all that. And once you document that, then you can reverse engineer and say, who's the person who's going to have the greatest propensity for success in this role? What type of personality type should they have? What attributes are critical? And culture fit, right? What does a culture fit look like for this role? And I think having that in place first is critical. Any tips on attracting them? When you think about, okay, if I have this documented process, I know who this person is. Any thoughts on how you tell the marketplace who that person is and attract the right talent?
That's such a good question, Liz, because I know that when we hired our salesperson, she was most concerned on how many leads we were going to get her, if she would have enough leads in the pipeline to actually close, because she knew that she was going to absolutely come in and crush it, which she has. Shout out to Taryn.
Hey!
We love Taryn. I think they're attracted by how many leads we'll get, and just the overall culture of the business. What's the vibe? Are we going to pressure them? We'll set good benchmarks for them to be able to hit each month, but it's not pressure. If you don't do your job well, then we can't sustain as a business.
Yeah.
There's a fine line there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I also you were mentioning, Liz, maybe in the last day or two, about the belief system of the business, and just knowing that anyone you hire, but specifically salespeople, that they believe the vision. They believe in the vision. Most salespeople, whether they're appointment setters or business developers, if they don't believe that it's just not going to be a good fit.
Yes.
It's not going to work.
Are you talking about believe in the solution you offer, or tell me more?
Believe in the solution and believe in the vision of the company.
Right. Okay.
So just having those aligned, so when they come in, what they're selling, what they're communicating to the marketplace is actually something they're passionate about. I think at minimum they should be excited about it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. Having had a career in sales, it doesn't matter what the upside is. If you don't believe in what you're selling, it is painful. Right. And there are times I've done door-to-door selling in my career. I've done call centers. I've done managing territories. And I remember when I did door to door for some efforts like nonprofits or, whatever government affiliation you have, like if I believe in it, then the tactic, I'm fine with the like I will get on the phone and make calls if I'm passionate about it, if I believe in it. But no matter how easy it is to sell or how much money there is available to me, if I feel like it's out of alignment, I'm never going to sell it well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's critical.
So this is so interesting. It reminded me of a story about one of our members, Desiree. So she found herself in an area where she wanted to hire a sales team, hired a couple of people, but found that within 90 to 120 days that those particular hires were more focused on appointment setting, and her business is a little bit more about relationship building. Right. So she started to understand how she could make some changes to it, where she might look at adding a business developer and an appointment setter that can work together, right? So there's a little bit of an overlap there, but then they can be in their own zone of genius. So you're not asking someone to do something that they're not comfortable with and they're not good at. So that's the key in hiring salespeople. You really want to find what their sweet spot is so that they can excel at what they're good at.
Agreed. That's critical. And you may not find a unicorn. Like that's the thing. That's why it's so important to know what you really need so you can hire that person. There's some people who do well at just what we call prospecting, initiating, dialing for dollars. And there's some people who just want to nurture relationships for the long haul. Yeah. I love it. So listen, when you talked about the belief system, I think that's what resonates with me the most, because our job as entrepreneurs and the visionaries is to set the vision, to set the belief system for the culture. And I think that's how you really build a clique. Like what makes y'all my clique and like my peoples is like, and why we can hang out and chat is because we're in it for the same why. We have the same belief system. And when you share similar belief systems, everyone's willing to take out the trash because they're bought into the mission of the organization. So if you're ready to hire your clique, I hope that these tips will get you started. I'm LizJSimpson, founder of the Big Money Movement, where we help women entrepreneurs secure six-figure corporate clients. Let's make big money moves together, because me and my clique, we are getting ours, let me tell you. So once you bring in that sales team, because you're going to take these tips and you're going to go out to the marketplace to find the right salesperson and set them up for success. But you probably need to know what the most important part of the sales process is, because you're going to have to develop that talent. No matter how long they've been in sales, you need to invest in their training and development. And there's one key part of the sales process that they need to master. Click this next video to learn which part that is. This is LizJSimpson signing off. Bye. Wait, the video's coming. Click before it goes away.